Hey trendsetters, it's your girl Heidi, and today we got a phenomenal special guest. Guess who we got on the platform tonight, y'all? Guess who? It is Council Member Mercedes Narcisse. Let's give her a warm welcome, trendsetters. Let's give it up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Heidi, for inviting me to Trendsetter. I'm happy. I'm honored to be in the show with you. It's all about our community, our children, everyone. It's about giving information, sharing information, and keep folks accountable, including myself. As a registered nurse, being in the community, I know even my young kids keep saying, I see that name all the time, Mercedes Narcisse, and you're my council member. And I feel very proud in that moment to realize young people are paying attention. Before, in high school, you didn't know what was going on. Not me, because me, I always want to know what's going on. That's how I walked in TJ Club. They said, "Kid, what do you want?" I'm like, I want to know what you're doing here.
Absolutely.
I grew up here. I became a registered nurse, work in my community, a small business owner. For most know me in Canarsie as the owner of Statewide Medical and Surgical Supply on Avenue L, and very quickly became the president of the L Merchant Association. And I started actually before even that. I started Canarsie by choice because we all moving in Canarsie as a Black Caribbean community and joining our brothers and sisters that are Jewish or Italian. So how do we work together? And I was able to partner with many others to make sure that all our needs are being addressed. But that's the reason I got involved. I got involved. I was what inspired me to get involved. Those are the things, seeing how government work and
Right.
what are the barriers, and then what can we do and to form a bridge. As a matter of fact, between Canarsie by choice and Igbo Educational Society, we're able out of it, Rabbi Hecht, we have Canarsie Bridges. So
Wow.
that's what we're doing. It's just like it's making sure that we're creating opportunity for everyone. My nursing background taught me how to listen. And my grandmother always tell me, you have two ears for a reason and one mouth. And most of the time, if you don't listen to folks, you're not going to know how to solve a problem or how to come to a solution. And I'm very consistent with what I've been doing in my community. I love my community, and that's the reason I ran for office. Is just to represent my community, and through that, I've been able to do a lot. And I can go on and tell you all the things that we've been doing,
Yeah, you
but
know, and
I'm excited
that
about
is it, I'm so excited to have you on because there's so many things. I see your face as much as I see my face,
it.
out there in the
That's a
community.
good
And
thing.
that just shows you how much you are interested in the community and showing up for the community. You guys are dealing with food insecurity. There's every type of fundraiser that you can have. You really try to support the community in different ways. And as you said, you're not afraid to show up in different spaces to
No, no, no.
advocate for the community. And I really, truly appreciate that. I know that we're like minded in a lot of ways as far as youth initiatives, right? And it really speaks to things that you're doing and the way that you're taking into consideration our future, right? We do have hiccups in Canarsie. That goes without saying. We do know what's going on. We're not going to spend time talking about that, but because we know that we're working on it, right? Actively, constantly, daily working on these things, and that's why we support. But there are some people. I asked you to come on because there are some people that aren't aware, and just like you admitted, when you was in high school, you weren't interested, but our high school students should know, and people in our communities, they're working, they don't have time. But I need you to ask them to come out and to support, invite them to come out to the council meeting that you guys have once a month and where it is. And advocate that we become more actively involved as a community.
Absolutely. We do that a lot. I meet my residents where they are. I'm always in the community, like you said. I'm very engaged. I go to the PTA meeting. I go to almost every civic groups. If I'm not present, someone in my office would be present at that meeting. Like I have about 13 places to go, different town hall. In our office alone, we host many town halls. We want to teach and communicate with our community. We do a lot of workshop, as you can see, that folks that want to even work. We have job fair. We have all kind of things that happening right here in our office. We leave the communication line open at all time because I tell people, you elected me to work for you. So I'm all ears. We don't wait for problem to come to us. We are very proactive. We go out there. We start the conversation. That's why we have been able to be the highest constituent services in New York City, in all the 51 councilmanic district, right? The community members support. They show up. And then we know that we have to share information at all time. Now we have a newsletter that goes out every Monday to tell people exactly what are we doing and what you want us to do, because we leave the communication line open at all time. My whole thing is about be active, proactive, listening to folks, and bring solution to the problem. Like I always said, for every problem, there is a solution. And we, not only me, my whole staff, my entire staff are dedicated to serve the community. And the community happen to be lucky to have staff. Not only having me, you have a whole staff that dedicated to service. So it's not easy. We know it's a challenging time with what's going on, but if we stay together, stay engaged, and know what's going on around you, and get the education that you need to make the best decision for yourself and your family, that's what I'm here for.
What is some of the major concerns that you've heard from our community, especially recently? There's so much. It's so much a diverse. Everything is going on, right?
There's a lot. It is a challenging time. There's concern about housing. We know that housing are not affordable right now, because we know that it's become a word that the house is really a problem for many, and even our youth when they reach a certain age after college, they cannot even hardly can afford an apartment. So our plan should be pushing for affordable housing. Our community deserve it, and we have to be transparent. We have to hold people accountable, especially the developer. So when they come to our community to build, we have to be part of the process. And then myself personally, I'm looking at how I can put legislation in place to make sure people do what they said they're going to do, because we have to always have that check and balance. Local organizations are essential to our process. The partnership need to grow all the time. That's why I'm out there all the time. We have people doing community engagement, going out there. Our staff, like I said, we collaborate with many other organizations in the community. I'm always excited. I'm saying like the future is looking bright because my kids are being engaged. And that's one of the things we did not have before. My top priorities about, like we talked about before too, is continue pushing for mental health. We know that it's taboo in our community, especially the Caribbean Black community. We don't talk much about mental health. And that's the reason I passed not only legislation, but with the help of my speaker, we're able to allocate funding for mental health, to address mental health. I push a lot for my parks, all the public space. As you can see, we're going to have soccer field in Canarsie Park.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
I'm looking forward to for the swimming. Our kids playing golf right now. They're playing tennis. They're playing crickets. They're playing, oh my God, I am so happy. They're playing all the sport to keep them engaged. Like we said, we cannot keep the young folks' mind idle. We have to keep on pushing. And that's the reason I'm able to allocate not only funding for the park, like I tell you, the soccer field alone, $15 million. So $10.5 million to improve the whole the other part of the parks. We have $3 million to renovate, the football field
Right.
for the Ships Day. Now the athletic field is all gonna be done. $1.5 million to renovate the library. Now we have a second floor. Not only one floor.
Oh,
We
wow.
have an area for teenagers. We have areas for like families, like you have your small children where you can put the strollers and everything, and a little area for the coffee shop and the sunset and sunrise both sides of the library. So I'm excited for that. We secure $1.6 million for the cure violence because we know we have gun violence issue. I'm working partnering with Men Up, which is very exciting. I'm looking forward to not having a sound of gun in my community. I don't want to hear because bullet don't have the name on it, and I want no bullet to be throwing all over the place, shooting all over the place. It has to stop. And then there's a decrease in crime in Canarsie, believe it or not, according to statistics of the DA's office. Okay, it's not my word; it's statistic. My office ranked as the highest, like I said, for constituent services. Constituent services is very important to me because, like I said, every problems have a solution once we look and make sure the agency in New York City work for all of us. And then I don't know if you know about all my school. I'm a fan of school, by the way. All the libraries in my school are being done. My kids are exposed to science and technology. Talk to the principal and ask them or superintendent because those are the where I can make the improvement to make sure my future is brighter with my children. When my children in this picture, I'm loving it. And that's where I'm focusing to make sure their lives better. Even South Shore High School, I have a total of $4 million went to South Shore High School, by the way. Yeah, in that
Right.
campus. So
Yeah.
I'm excited between 272 PS 115 South Shore, more than $4 million. Can you imagine that? Um, I don't
Wow.
think you ever see that. And then the free consultant in my office, the community office. Our community office have two lawyers coming. Immigration. If you never heard about your will and stuff like that, trust. We have experience. I'm highly experienced lawyers in my office, attorney there to support it all year round. Those are the things. A holiday party, turkey giveaways, every Monday we're outside for food giveaways. Those are the things that we're doing. I'm always excited. Every day
Yes.
is just something new that we're putting to make sure that our community needs are being addressed.
We know that you are busy in the community. I mean, as I said, I see you out there as much as I see myself,
That's right.
and there's always, always, always a
Oh,
need. You brought up something that has a very sensitive spot with me, and that was the issue of the gun violence that's in the community. And you also said something about mental health. I just want, and you also said about housing. So I want to touch on those two things. One of the things as a resident of Canarsie, it is frightening.
it
The gun
is.
crime, the gun crime is frightening.
Mhm.
I can't say it any other way. I have teens that go to South Shore, and there's certain things that's going on in our community that makes things unsafe. So it's good to hear that you are concentrating on these areas as well and trying to put more programs in the community that will make a difference and perhaps stop the idleness, and we understand that that is one of the concerns,
That's
right?
right.
And another thing you said about housing, and it also has to deal with our future. There's a lot of people that's moving out of our communities, and there's other people that are moving in. So, we feel a sense of, a shifting in times. And we need to embrace our community. We need to embrace our residents. We need to really focus on sustaining the living in our community because we passed through a hard time, and it's a rocky time now, but like you say, and it's something to look forward to, and throughout it all it's something to look forward to because changes are being made and things are moving forward. As crazy as it looks, I'm positive about it as well.
I am.
Council, and
I'm
you
I'm
know,
positive. I'm positive. Girl, I know that is difficult. And what's going on in DC, because I'm part of budget and negotiation, I can tell you, I'm not telling people that you're gonna be like perfect. But I know that we're making plan to make sure whatever happens, we have a backup plan. We already have our backup plan to make sure we address because areas that Washington is not helping us, we have to help ourselves. So we have to make sure we have the support, give the support of the programs that are working for us. And our kids' education are very important. Like I said, you can check my principal, my superintendent, I make sure my kids have cushion there to make sure they continue learning. We need to educate our children, and education is the highway to success because we don't have the $1 billion to leave our kids. We don't have $1 million to give them. But once you're educating the youth, the young folks, when they're in school, you know they have a better tomorrow. My family had done that for me. I did it for my kids and my community at large because I'm the parents that are always engaged with all the kids. That's what I do. And for health, again, to address our health, maternal health, I've been pushing very hard toward those things. And I don't have any hospital in my district, but I was able to allocate funding both to Brookdale Hospital and Coney Island Hospital. I give them $10 million for a new women unit health at Coney Island Hospital. So 10 million is not easy to give, but I advocate, negotiate to make sure the needs of my community are being addressed.
you mentioned mental health, and we were talking about housing, but those developers are we see what's going on outside of your community. They're going way up in the sky. They're taking away from, the view. They're taking away so much. And I think that this too, being that we are concentrated in these concrete jungles, it's taken away. You did a great thing with the parks, as you said. That gives us a little place of, some type of green space. My concern as a resident is with the developers, we don't want to see them go up in the sky, around our residents. Please, keep it concentrated to, I've sat into a couple of the meetings, so I know that we are advocating not to go up in the skies, not to go up too high, but we do see that Canarsie is upcoming. And, we want to embrace people into our community as well as, stay respectful of the community concern. And I think mental health and that space
Mhm.
building is
Mhm.
definitely something that you need to take into consideration as well.
I do because with the process of City of Yes, I was able to not only secure $5 billion with the help of all my other colleagues to make sure that we address the infrastructure, but most importantly, all the adding up, the attic ways up and the basement and all this and the backyard to have it, all those, guess what? We're protected. We are protected.
All
I don't know
right.
what's gonna happen to, years up. But right now, I can tell you, I fought very hard, and we're able to protect our neighborhood.
Oh,
Because we
wow.
live in a coastal area, so we had to be protective of that. And I push until I got almost everything that I asked for to protect
Oh,
our
wow.
community. So we're not gonna have those rise up and all this, and yeah, even with the city of yes.
So
Yeah.
you hear that, you guys. You hear that, you guys. Canarsie is safe for now.
And I see Flatland, all my 46 district. Let's be real.
Yes, yes, yes.
I represent
District
Canarsie,
46. District
Flatlands,
46.
Johnstown,
Yes,
Bergen Beach, Mill Basin, Mill Island, Marine
yes.
Park, Garrison Beach, and Shipshead Bay. All my 46 districts protected. They can go in a certain level, but they cannot go all over like 10, 11, 16 floors. No.
Um, tell the platform, give the people something to, say before we close out.
I want to say thank you, Heidi, for inviting me to be here with you. Gateways to Success for lifting up this conversation and creating the space for the truth telling and solutions to the listeners. I work for you guys. I want everyone to know that you elected me to work for you, not against you. I am open. I'm a listener. And I want to tell people this is a community office. You can always call us at 718-241-9330. We are on 5827 Flatlands Avenue between 58 and 59. We are open for the conversation. All the things that I have mentioned, check it out yourself. I always tell people, don't just believe me. There's research, and then we can help you to find exactly what I'm saying. You can check and balance things. And that's what I've been pushing, because as a registered nurse, that's what I do. We have to speak the truth, because or else patient clients will not trust you. That's the same way I feel. The resident will not trust me if I keep on lying and going that rabbit hole, and I'm not gonna go there. I want to keep it real. I want to keep it truthfully, so people can understand that you can rely on government and building that trust between me and my constituents. So I'm here to serve you. So I'm listening to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
for
much.
coming on. That was one of the reasons why I had you come on too, because I wanted to give the audience a face. I wanted for people to understand who is who, and that's what Trendsetters Talks is about. Trendsetters Talks is about, the Black story, the community, the everything that it takes to get the story, the honest story out. So they needed to see who you are and who's doing all the work, and when things, who can they reach out to? And your website is very easy to navigate. I give you A plus, whoever worked on that,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
everything
you.
is,
Give it up
and
to
you
Frank Shea, my communication person, and the staff of the City Hall that put it together as well. So we try our best to give the information. When you don't have anything to hide, you want to be truthful, you actually you try your best to make it accessible so everybody can reach to the truth, what they want to know. And the information.
yeah.
Let's build together. Let's keep on building together, because I'm very intentional, by the way, when it comes to the Black community and underserved community, because I know once we uplift the Black community and the brown community, the whole city gonna be better, not only my district.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Thank you. Thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
You are a trendsetter. You are the community. You from the community. Your kids went to community schools,
That's
and
right.
you really, thank you. Thank you so much. I've watched you throughout your career. We were outside by the train station, you outside in front of schools, and I saw it in increments, and I'm really proud of you. Thank you, for
Thank you.
giving us this opportunity. And we, on the back end, we have other things that we'll be collaborating on, and I appreciate you. Once again, trendsetters, Councilwoman Mercedes Narcisse. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you. To the people. Thank you.